keep it up. You have the wind in your back. We cannot let these people win anymore. Anywhere. This person should not be a DA. She's a defense attorney, really. She shouldn't be a prosecutor. We talked about this the first time. Like, she shouldn't, like, she's supposed to protect the innocent people of New York. So in the political realm, Trump and the rest, they'll do what they can on the DC side, on the federal side, but we have a lot more work to do, and it's going to be a cultural shift, and it's going to take a generation, right? Like when I hear these stories, this is a long game, but like, I look forward to raising kids to take over from these people, like take their positions over from them, and be the people who are building beautiful buildings, and who are the lawyers who are the good lawyers, or whatever, right? Who are the good doctors who are not, who are only not only not cutting off genitals of children, but actively standing against it within the hospital system, stuff like that, right? You got to raise your kid to be the opposite of who these people are and take power back. That's the long game. We got to win all. Short, medium, and long term. I'm grateful you're here. We're doing it tomorrow. Like I said, Breitbart News Daily. Spread the word.
We live in uncertain times as we face war, the rise of digital currencies, and record high inflation. The ability to protect our savings and hold on to wealth we can pass down gets harder every day. That's why Preserve Gold is giving away a no-cost, no-obligation free wealth protection guide to help protect the retirement of countless Americans who are turning to tangible assets like physical gold and silver. All you need to do is text the word radio to 50505. Physical gold and silver into an IRA of 401k, and even purchase precious metals for delivery directly to your home. Just text radio to 50505 to receive this exclusive offer. Preserve Gold has hundreds of 5-star reviews and millions of dollars in trusted transactions with satisfied clients. In addition to their free guide, you can also get up to $15,000 in free gold and silver with a qualified purchase. Text radio.
That's when we really got Independence Day. When we keep them alive, they can send there. That's great. So many new hats, all of it made right here in Arkansas. So you get this stuff quick. It's already being made right now. A lot of new Trump shirts still get like weeks to get done. Not our sponsor. They're ready right now. Some orders in. TheAlexJonesStore.com. So many amazing designs. TheAlexJonesStore.com. And when you sign up at TheAlexJonesStore.com/VIP, or just click the VIP link at the top right-hand side that's in red. When you do that, you get $40 each month to spend in the store for $30. So you're going to buy the great supplements, got to get the great Patriot gear, got to support the broadcast, but you got to be VIP. It's month to month, $30, cancel any time. So if you're going to be a supporter,
President Trump spoke very highly of Bitcoin this year before the election.
If crypto is going to define the future, I want to be mined, minted, and made in the USA. It's going to be. It's not going to be made anywhere else. And if Bitcoin is going to the moon, as we say,
Nobody has been able to identify the source of the Bitcoin algorithm. It was originally published in a white paper on Halloween of 2008. Just as the economy was crashing, Bitcoin was put into practice by its own users, who proceeded to get insanely rich and spread the word of cryptocurrency. But the true origin of cryptocurrency can be found in the early days of Silicon Valley, with the CIA, Mossad, and their pedophile blackmail operations, managing the operation from the start. In 1997, the NSA published How to Make a Mint, the cryptography of anonymous electronic cash. Ripple was formed in 2004 by a member of the INSA and a descendant of one of the most powerful banking families of Europe. 4 years later, in 2008, the banks crash and the Bitcoin white paper is introduced to the public. 4 years after that, in 2012, Ripple XRP is released to the public. And today, it is being considered for its new stablecoin. Stablecoins, such as Ripple's RLUSD, are digital versions of fiat currencies. While Bitcoin may arguably be a decentralized currency, stablecoins can be programmed and tracked as easy as any CBDC can. It's the same thing, just a different name. And it appears as if this is the direction the Trump administration will be going. Who needs a central bank when you have BlackRock? Preparations for a cashless society go back for well over a century. It was once considered to be the biggest threat in America. But now, people will be happy enough to just get the men out of the girls' bathroom. Based on the team surrounding Trump 47 so far, it is clear that nobody in power is resisting the AI world being built around us. Peter Thiel, who is clearly a proxy of the CIA, has not only pioneered digital money, he is the front man for Palantir, which was funded by the CIA. Palantir is a technology that is now being used in predicting who will commit a crime. It has access to everyone's private devices and is used by both military and police.
Next, our commander wants to disrupt enemy communications. This will allow ground forces to more safely maneuver and help ensure that enemy equipment stays in position. AIP automatically identifies and pairs all of the validated enemy communication nodes with a disruption capability. Assign jammers to each of the validated high-priority communications targets. An electronic warfare specialist initiates the jamming operation. Initiate jamming operation. AIP confirms the jamming order has been initiated. With enemy communication disrupted, our ground forces are cleared to move into position and destroy the enemy equipment.
It has also been revealed recently that data harvested from the game Pokemon has been used to train artificial intelligence to achieve spatial intelligence.
You can sneak around them, you can get really close. Getting closer makes it a bit easier to get those great, more excellent throws with your Pokeball, but if you move too fast, the Pokemon are going to get scared and they're going to bolt off. If you can get close enough to without spooking them, Expert Handler mode kicks in, giving you a small capturing bonus along with some extra XP and Stardust.
So that robots can navigate in the real world. Robot security dogs, such as the ones now being used at Mar-a-Lago by the Secret Service. Robots that are capable of firing rifles. The world sits on the edge of the AI world cashless society, and there are no leaders putting on the brakes. Reporting for InfoWars, this is Greg Reese.
My fellow Patriots, there are a lot of amazing Patriot Years supplements, you name it, at thealexshowstore.com. But we've now added a whole bunch of other really cool items. There are a bunch of amazing campaign coins for InfoWars for $17.76, with a Fight for Liberty on the site as low as $9.99. Some of the challenge coins are $14.97. They're great fundraisers for us. They have a lot of weight in them. They look great. They're great conversation starters, great gifts, great keepsakes, mementos, and you know that you've supported the InfoWar. So I want to thank you all for your past support and encourage you now to go to thealexshowstore.com, our amazing sponsor that will keep us on air one way or the other. If InfoWars get shut down, that's okay, because they're a great sponsor. They're not owned by me, and the bad guys won't be able to shut down thealexshowstore.com. So go there for the campaign coins and so much more today, and keep me in the fight. Thank you so much for your support.
It's Thursday, December 5th, in the year of our Lord 2024. And you're listening to The American Journal with your host, Harrison Smith. Watch it live right now at band.video.
I think it's time to build this thing, get everybody to stick together.
video. I've got to admit, I slept through my alarm this morning, so I stayed up late last night. I found a really good book. Somebody suggested this book on X, and I kind of can't stop thinking about it, and I couldn't stop reading it last night. It's called Debunking Howard Zinn, I think. Let me make sure that's exactly it. Debunking Howard Zinn, Exposing the Fake History That Turned a Generation Against America by Mary Graber. And it's free right now on Audible. If you have Audible, you can get it for free. And when I say read, I do mean listen to. I listened to the book for like 3 hours yesterday. It's crazy. It's crazy. It lays out just the various stages of demoralization and basically communist infiltration into our society. It's really astonishing. I'm pretty convinced Howard Zinn is a literal demon. I'm pretty sure he's a literal demon. Because it's like, to be able to tirelessly commit evil, it's almost supernatural, his capability. It's really wild. Because, you know, Howard Zinn is the guy that wrote The People's History of
Donuts!
They basically laid the groundwork for...
Dude, they have hot chocolate pies.
1619 project. The conception of history...
Hot chocolate.
...as commonly held now of being...
Oh, Piggy just pulled in behind me.
Basically the litany of how evil white people are. And the whole book starts off with describing Columbus as genocidal by basically completely ignoring all the countervailing evidence.
I don't know, I haven't tried it yet.
It's absolutely fascinating.
You know, like the snack pies.
A history of America.
Hot chocolate flavor. Looks like a Boston cream. Well, it's a hot chocolate and marshmallow flavored filling. Flavored. Oh, yes, good stuff. Nothing natural.
His biography and
hot cocoa flavored snack pie. Yum.
It's wild.
Breakfast of Champions.
I'm trying not to just talk about that all day, even though it does tie into pretty much everything else that we're talking about. We have a lot of news we're going to get into.
Who do you play this week?
Some discussion of the assassination that took place last night, or yesterday morning, I guess it was. The shooting death of the CEO of United Healthcare.
Yeah, I watched that video a couple times, man. That dude was a straight-up amateur. Everyone's like, oh, it was a professional hit. I'm like, well,
and
I don't know about that.
I think in one way or another, like sort of no matter what the truth about this killing is, it represents a watershed moment. Now, whether that's just America's descent into being a third world nation, you know, I can't help it.
I mean, the guy was paid, which I guess that makes you a professional.
Or something like that, where the first time something like this happens, it's huge news.
I mean, obviously it was premeditated.
There's the front page headline, New York Post.
A pro would have gone right behind him and just put it in the back of his head.
Was the CEO of one of the largest, if not the largest, insurance company in America. Huge power this guy has. I mean, just massively important individual as a CEO of this healthcare company.
I don't know, but what do they gain though? Now they don't have anybody to go after over the bullshit. He was already supposed to be investigated by the DOJ.
Journalism that has,
but this pretty much drops it.
Pretty interesting information. But you know, I can't help but think that maybe it could be pretty quick. It could be 3 years.
No,
from
you
now.
don't. No, hell no.
Type of killing will be
telling old people that a computer is telling you that it's not covered.
Was gunned down on
Bullshit.
the street the other day. It looked like it was a masked, possibly professional assassin, got away on a scooter, never to be seen again. Sports on page 5, right? I have the feeling that America could get used to this really, really quickly. That's not a good thing, by the way. I'm not saying a good thing if CEOs are being assassinated. I'm saying look at Mexico. I'm saying look at other countries south of our border. Like the election season in Mexico, where I think last time it was something like 200 something candidates for office were murdered. It's just a regular thing. Daylight, assassinations, gunmen rolling up on a scooter, shooting the political opponent or the
We're not
CEO
profiting. Our profits are sinking.
Whoever it is, just shoot them in the head and driving off, and they never get found. Or if they do, it's just some thug that got paid and didn't even know who he was killing. So, maybe this is a watershed moment in that it's the first time and it's shocking and it's unique. But maybe it'll happen again in 6 months, and then 3 months after that, and then 2 months after
Dry it
that.
up.
And then
It's too fucking cold to snow. What are you talking about?
And we'll just be a third world country where people are just solve their problems by
high of 23 today.
More so than they do now.
And with the wind, it's like it's like -2 below.
In that regard, there's some speculation that this was maybe somebody that was on this insurance, and maybe got screwed over by them, had some of their coverage denied, something
You're
like
getting
that.
dumped all that
I know.
lake effect stuff.
I think we've all probably been in a position, increasingly common, of trying to deal with.
We don't really catch much of the lake effect.
Inhuman mechanical facade of a giant corporation, and just becoming incredibly frustrated.
Yeah, that sucks.
Thinking, gee, I wonder who their CEO is. Like, it was so brazen and done out in the open so much. It almost seems to me like a warning or
Yeah, I know.
message. Like, yeah, we
Not
could've
even an
shot
hour.
it in an alley. We shot
Helen
it on
Monroe's
the
got snow.
sidewalk in broad daylight in front of cameras.
2 hours north of me, it's a
Just so you know, we
fucking
can
ton
get
of
you
snow.
whatever, who that message is for and who would be
Up
sending
by
it. I don't
Brighton
really know.
and north of there.
One thing I do know is if you
I see
want to
pictures
start looking
yesterday.
into suspicious
My buddy Bill, who got me that hat
Big
for
Pharma crops up pretty regularly.
Mitty.
Pretty regularly.
He drives
In
up
fact,
there every day.
Revisit
He does
an old case out of California
outside sales for Wolverine.
where it's this crazy case where it was like this guy
Not the Great Lakes, no.
thrown off a balcony, but he survived, and there was a note that was
It
written
takes
that was
it takes
like,
a
"You're next."
sustained amount of
And the whole thing was like, oh, but
cold.
it was just an accident. He just fell down the stairs. And then, like, the next day, the kid's nanny hangs herself, but her hands are tied behind her back. And the whole thing is just like, yep, it was a suicide. And it had nothing to do with the kid falling down the stairs and the note that said you're next. All of those are unrelated. And it was just a
Morning
series of bad
Indoctrinated.
accidents. Sorry. You look into it and you're like, okay, this guy was like the head of a pharmaceutical company. He was making billion-dollar deals. Maybe it's worth billions of dollars for somebody to put out a hit on somebody. The point is, when you're talking about things like pharmaceutical companies or the medical industry or insurance, you are talking about people making decisions worth billions of dollars. And if you ever watch true crime, people will kill each other over a couple thousand. You don't think CEOs or executives or intelligence agencies wouldn't do away with an inconvenient barrier to their
could it?
clients?
Yeah, I don't know. It just depends on how long sustained cold we get.
So we're going to look into that. We're
One of
gonna
our
do some investigation into
one of our heaters failed yesterday.
that assassination
Actually.
yesterday. And I think one way or another,
It reminds me, I gotta grab
shooting,
something.
targeted assassination, professional, amateur, whatever, it represents a watershed moment, and the reaction represents a watershed moment, as the best and quickest information about this came from totally amateur people on X. I think it was Clint from Liberty Lockdown yesterday, who was like, yeah, I didn't understand what Elon Musk meant when he said you are the media. Now I get it. Now I get it, because it's true. Decentralized human intelligence networks just operating independently with access to the tools and technology can do better investigations than multi-billion-dollar mainstream media outlets. It's all very interesting, all very intriguing. We'll get into that. And so
I think it's possible.
The second hour in studio by Chase
Depends. It's got to be
Geiser.
sustained.
It's been a while since we
Cold.
had him on the show, and thought he'd come on. Maybe we'll take calls. Maybe we'll just talk about some of these
Like
news stories.
near
We'll be
zero.
taking your calls throughout the third hour, and then
Lake Superior itself will never freeze over completely.
we'll record an interview with Cliff High that will be.
Well, I take that back. I mean, the oceans have frozen
Friday
over
tomorrow,
before,
so
but
very excited to talk to him. You're gonna have to wait. Maybe we'll upload it. Maybe we'll upload it after the show today. Give you a sneak
you ever
peek
seen what
on
it looks
that
like, the
video
polar Earth?
before we
No, I'm not talking ice ages. I'm just talking about periods of time where the whole Earth was frozen over. Now that's a true extinction event.
Right, here it is, folks. Your daily dispatch for Thursday, the 5th of December, 2024.
know.
French government falls as Prime Minister Barnier loses confidence vote. What seemed like a foregone conclusion is now confirmed. French PM Barnier just lost a no confidence vote with 331 votes to 288, forcing his government's resignation and Macron to appoint a new...
Well, yeah, it has it tied.
The debate before the vote was lively with RN's, that's the right-wing party in France, Le Pen, blasting Barnier's budget and making it clear he was...
Not a very strong one because it's not salt water, but...
government. Much of her comments are focused on taxes in Barnier's budget, saying it's all about taxes, taxes, and more taxes. Where's the money the French want to know? So France in total political turmoil right now.
That's this guy. He's going to try and pull in front of him.
He's trying to make hay out of that. Meanwhile, Syrian rebels capture key city of Hama in fresh blow to Assad. Syrian rebels pushing south after capturing Aleppo. They have staged a rapid advance in the past weeks. Hama is HAMA is critical to control of major towns.
Yeah, it's been called an inland sea before.
Syrian rebels have continued.
It's not the it's not the largest lake in area.
Close to the Lebanese border.
So I think it has. It's deep enough to where it has the most water.
Sent shockwaves through Damascus and fears of a continued rebel march south. So again, this continues to complicate and exacerbate the very uncertain situation there in Syria, but it doesn't appear as though they're successfully withholding the rebel advance. This from Post-Millennial broke yesterday. I gotta admit I'm a little suspicious of this, but it's being reported all over the place, so...
Okay, there it is. Yeah, and where is that? Out in Africa or something?
Biden White House considers preemptive pardons for Fauci, Liz Cheney, and Adam Schiff. President Joe Biden's administration is reportedly debating the possibility of issuing preemptive pardons to current and former public officials who could be targeted.
I don't think it's that deep.
President-elect Donald Trump takes office. No, I didn't realize you could do that. Preemptive pardons. Is it a punch
Russia.
card? Are they tickets? They have a golden ticket. You're giving them a license to kill like 007. What is a preemptive pardon exactly? A pardon is when somebody's guilty and then you pardon them. You say it's okay, we're just going to forget this ever happened. You're telling me that you can just go, hey, you're never going to be allowed to charge these people, no matter what crimes they have or will commit. I mean, this is a little bit bonkers, I have to say. According to a report by Politico, Biden's senior aides are concerned about officials who could face inquiries or even indictments under a Trump presidency. These concerns have also been motivated by Trump's announcement that Kash Patel would lead the FBI during his administration. Yeah, I bet Trump feels stupid now. I bet he feels stupid after going through 4 years of relentless legal attacks, lawfare against him. He probably wishes he would have known back in 2020. Could have just gone, oh, by the way, I preemptively pardoned myself for everything. So good luck. I mean, come on. There's no way this is how the law is actually supposed to work. It's insane. It's also hilarious who they choose. Liz Cheney, Adam Schiff, and Anthony Fauci. As we've been covering this week with the revelation of the final report of the coronavirus pandemic committee in Congress.
I think I've seen pictures of that.
Guilty of mass murder. So
there's a couple of smaller lakes. Well, I mean, I say smaller, not like Great Lake size, in the middle of Michigan. One of them is Higgins Lake. Same thing, man. You can see straight to the bottom. It's spring fed, so it's spring water feeds it. So it stays cold all the time. It freezes over pretty quick. And when it does freeze over, you can literally, well, even in the summertime, out a boat out on the water, you can see the bottom.
Surveillance images of the alleged killer seen in a dark-colored jacket, his hood drawn, and the lower portion of his face covered while inside an undisclosed Starbucks location. Thompson was gunned down from behind just after 6:45 a.m. Wednesday outside the Hilton Hotel in Midtown Manhattan, which was later that day set to host United Healthcare's annual investors conference. Investigators are also examining a cup recovered from the trash at a Starbucks near the shooting scene, looking for touch DNA there. The video has been released. You see the guy get shot. We will
dirty is relative. I wouldn't say it's polluted dirty. I'd say it's just mud dirty, just because of the rivers that feed it. It used to be very polluted, but it's not nearly as quote-unquote dirty.
Insurrection. South Korean police are now investigating the president that declared martial law over insurrection for that declaration of martial law. Military officials have been questioned by MPs.
Parts of it caught on fire before. It was so polluted.
Defense minister saying he learned about it on the news. And it just goes to show you, if you're gonna declare martial law, you gotta stick to it. You gotta have some stick-to-itiveness. You gotta not give up after 10 hours, because then they're gonna throw you in jail for life for insurrection.
I fish that same lake I was just talking about. There's another one right next to it called Higgins Lake. It's not spring fed, but it's still very clean. They do an event every winter called Tip Up Town. I don't know if you know what a tip up is. That's an indicator that you have something online when you're ice fishing. They literally bring RVs and shit out onto the lake.
A lesson there to be learned. Incredible. Also, let's just tag this on the Daily Dispatch. Muhammad is now...
I lived up there for a little while and used to go up there all the time for Tip Up Town. They have big beer tents and stuff out on the lake. They do snowmobile races. It's more of a beer drinking thing than anything. Literally, you don't even have the fishing pole in your hand. You just use, most people just use tip ups. Except for in your shanty. Yeah, look up Tip Up Town, Houghton Lake. Good times. Last couple of years, though, it hasn't even been cold enough really to have much of one. I think it's been too dangerous to take big equipment out on the lake. But we haven't had cold this early in quite a while. Usually these type of temperatures don't hit until January, February. It's going to warm up all the way up into the 50s this weekend, though, and then start going back down again. But today's like the coldest. Wind chill -2, high of 28.
Later on. Well, I didn't realize this was trending. This is trending at the top of X. Kyle Rittenhouse revisiting the polarization post-acquittal. Kyle Rittenhouse acquitted in 2021 for charges related to the shooting of 2 men during the Kenosha protest. Remains a polarizing figure. Recent discussions on social media have revisited his case with posts varying from those who view him as an American hero acting in self-defense.
He went out with Alex Rosen last week. Kyle Rittenhouse.
Extensive video evidence. And the first I saw of this was...
I was actually going to play some of those videos.
7 on X, saying it was extremely unpopular to support Kyle Rittenhouse in 2021. I barely remember any major conservative pundits sticking their necks out to support him. He says it was me, Mystery Grove, and some friends. Massive cultural and political shift since then. Now, he's right about the massive cultural and political shift. What he's wrong about is everything else. And I went through the archives. I dug back in. It wasn't hard because I knew exactly where it was. To find the video of the War Room episode the day after Kyle Rittenhouse shot those pedophiles. And I just want to point out... This guy's saying it was unpopular in 2021 to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse. It was just me and my friends. Meanwhile, in reality, before 2021, in 2020, on August August 26th, 2020, I went on the War Room with Owen Schroyer. We broke down the shooting in a second-by-second basis and determined beyond any shadow of a doubt that it was self-defense. And Kyle Rittenhouse, of course, we kept calling him Ritterhouse. We didn't even know his name at that point. It was 15 hours after the shooting actually took place. The shooting took place a little bit before midnight. I watched it live, captured all the videos, went through them with a fine-tooth comb, compiled them, slept about 3 hours, and then went on the War Room and broke it down with Owen in minute detail. And then we had to wait another year and a half for the trial to happen and for, you know, the glorious not guilty verdict to come through. I just want to point out, like, even the people that think they're on the cusp, even the people that are like, everybody else was afraid to stick their necks out, we're over here at InfoWars, like, our neck, our body, our whole being is out already. And forget sticking your neck out. We are out. We are out the window. We are out in the danger zone. We are unafraid to take even the most contentious sides.
Rice Bowl.
when we know that we're right because we
Good stuff. I may have to run out there Sunday. I've been putting it off just because I've been busy on the weekend.
Twitter. I thought this would just be,
but they're serious about me getting the equipment out of there. So I may have to just do a solo trip out there on Sunday.
Not just a time to brag a little bit about being the quickest draw west of the Mississippi. You literally will not find an outlet that more quickly and accurately identified what happened during the Rittenhouse shooting. But we'll continue to do that into the future, unhesitatingly telling you the truth, regardless of what the mass media or anybody else wants.
Yeah, I don't bother with the regular burritos at Chipotle. Oh shit, this guy's turning. Sorry, dude.
Those people going, yeah, you know, the left and right, they both just decided they were on one side or the other, and they just chose whether guilty or not guilty based on their political leanings. Like, no, 12 hours after the Rittenhouse shooting, we went through second by second, proving our side was right. Don't act like this is a political stance we're taking. It just has political implications because we're right, and we always are.
I want to explain.
Yeah, the burritos are just too messy. You end up putting it in a bowl anyway.
I'm trying to affect the future. I'm trying to stop the bad guys. I want to stop this plan they've got. I don't want it to happen, and then everyone's completely amazed. Oh my God, Alex Jones is so smart. I'm not smart.
Oh Jesus.
I mean, I'm not stupid, but what I'm saying is you don't need to be super smart to understand this. It's very frustrating. They are 100% not even telegraphing, not even foreshadowing. They are everywhere continually, and you've been hearing this from me for over a year, hundreds of times explain, once he's president-elect, if we're able to override the fraud, which we did, they will accelerate war with Russia. That happened. That was an absolute no-brainer. I said they'll start hitting them with attackers and storm shadows. They did that. And I said they'll also try to pull the rug out from the economy, which they're doing, and I've got that today. But I also said the pre-programming is not clear. It's 100% crystal. So it's not my opinion that they are everywhere, and they're intensifying it out of the blue with no evidence saying
Yeah, it's freezing, man.
Are going to blow up the power grid, working with Trump and the Russians.
Well, tonight, the nation's intelligence agencies are warning of cyber threats from Russia.
Just last week, 3 white supremacists pleaded guilty to plotting to attack power grids throughout the country.
The country is on alert. Homeland Security is concerned about a growing terror threat.
The most dangerous terrorist threat to our homeland is what?
Shit. All right, I gotta go. Some phone issues I gotta take care of. Later, all. Go Lions tonight. Peace. Love you guys.